And we're live, ladies and gentlemen. Come one, come all. Welcome to the greatest movie countdown show in internet and world, universe, everything history. This is the Cosmic Countdown. You are listening to Just My Two Cents. The Cosmic Countdown is, like I said, the show where myself and my random co-host Aaron the dog to my right, your left. It might still be your right. I don't know, but he's here with me, Aaron the dog. How are you today, my friend?
I'm great, man. I'm always happy to be here. We're finally in the fourth quarter that I falsely proclaimed last week. But yeah, man, always good to be on the show with you. I've really enjoyed this list, and it went from like seeming like we were never going to get to this point to feeling like we got here in a heartbeat. I can't believe we've named 75 movies each, 150 movies, or probably like 140 something movies have been talked about.
Yeah,
Pretty
dude,
crazy.
it's been wild, and yeah, I agree with you, dude. It seemed like we were just gonna be in that like 75 to where we are right now forever, and I was like, oh man, this is awesome. And then all of a sudden, it's like, well, no, it's like we're at 25. It's like almost like want to pump the brakes a little bit, but dude, it has been a fucking blast, and yeah, man. Thank you so much for being here every week and sharing your films with us, your most cherished movies. And yeah, like you said, we're in the top 25. So anyone, like I said, admission is free to all. It requires only that you smash the like button. So anyone that comes into the theater, please enjoy yourselves. And like Aaron just said, we're in the top 25, and we did a little something different this week that we have not done in any previous week, and that is we told each other what our movies were going to be. This has been kind of like a blind reveal countdown show. So up until this point, we have not known what movies the other one was going to have or in what order or anything. But this week we did. So we got a chance to watch each other's movies. And I'm very much looking forward to talking about that. And I had a blast doing that as well.
Yeah, absolutely. It was. I'd seen more of your movies than you had seen of mine, so it was a little different for me, but still, it was definitely, I think, a good idea for these final 25. So we have a little more to say than I missed it.
Right. Or like, yeah, I haven't seen it in a while,
Exactly. Yeah. So I think that's a really good idea. And yeah, it definitely adds a different kind of fold to this week.
For sure, man. So yeah, without further ado, I guess I will kick it off this week. But we had a punt last week, and will we have a punt this week? I don't know, but we've got 25 left, and I think I predicted like last week or the week before. I'm gonna say we have a dozen punts by the time this is all said and done, but we will see if there are any punts today. The punts so far are these. Last week we had the Big Lebowski, and yeah, these are some good ones, man. But I really enjoyed watching your movies, and I made a couple new banners for today because
Nice.
I would like to actually dig into a couple of them. So I made a couple spoiler alert banners for anyone that has not seen these movies and might not
You
want to
spelled
hear.
spoiler wrong, but besides
But
that,
I got Spoiler, Collier County. All right, Jesus Christ Almighty.
I couldn't. I mean, I don't know what I should have
No,
done.
thank you for telling me that. Dude, that is like the fucking like when someone has like
Yeah,
spinach in their
there's
teeth or a
spinach in your
booger in
teeth.
their nose, like, dude, thank you. That is a true friend right there.
Yeah, I
For
didn't
not,
spell
for
it.
not making, I do a good enough job of looking like a fucking dumbass with that.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler, that's how I say it. But yes, spoilers. So when we get to a movie or two in particular,
Okay.
I'll throw those up there for anyone that doesn't want to get it spoiled for them. So, like I said, here we go. Top 25, man. Without further ado, I will kick it off. Here is my top 50 thus far. And I was just telling you this before we went live. I actually had not seen this movie in a while, and I watched about half of it, and then I was not able to finish it. So I was kind of pissed about that. But I've seen this movie a bunch. I know how it ends. It just been a while, so I was a little just kind of heartbroken about that. But without further ado, it was still like I remembered why I loved it so much, and it comes in at number 25. Man, I've loved this movie for a long time. It really speaks to me, and it was what I did watch of it was a hoot. So number 25. We're going to the 80s. And this is mid to late 80s, but this is a pretty well-known movie by a pair of very famous directors who have made the list a couple times already. Actually made the list last week too. All right, here we go. Number 25, Raising Arizona.
Coen Brothers staple.
Yeah. People know this one. It is for anyone that doesn't know it. Nicolas Cage plays a recidivist, repeat offender. He is an ex-con who finally goes straight and gets hitched to a police officer, played by Holly Hunter, and they decide to to basically steal the child, one of a pair of quintuplets or whatever you call a group of quintuplets, from a wealthy Arizona unpainted furniture salesman. If you can find a better deal anywhere, my name ain't Nathan, Arizona. So yeah, Nicolas Cage and Holly Hunter steal a baby from Nathan, Arizona, and enter John Candy and a young Bill Forsyth playing the Snoke brothers, and they bust out of prison. And hijinks ensue. Enter Randall Tex Cobb as a bounty hunter that comes to collect, and shit gets cray.
Yeah, I mean, Nicolas Cage and the Coen Brothers should have been on my list. It wasn't. That's right in the 1 to 200 range, which seems like it's an insult. It isn't at all, as we've kind of revealed with this list so far. Yeah, Nicolas Cage channeling his inner Wile E. Coyote throughout this movie.
God, he's so wily, dude. His hair, his eyes are so bugged out in this movie.
He's a cartoon character.
Seeing as you boys are wanted, dude, there's so many good moments.
Yes.
I don't know what it is, man. Maybe it's the Arky in me. Everyone from Arkansas has got a little white trash in them, and I have resided in a trailer before, so there's something about this movie that just speaks to me a little bit. There's little touches where it's they really nail the fucking white trash paradise thing, and the yodeling at the beginning, dude. And at the end, it I don't know, man. It hits me straight in the heart and gets me all choked up. I don't know what it is, dude. Maybe it's maybe it's the redneck in me, but
yeah, it's the redneck in you.
I fucking love this movie, man. John Goodman is so goddamn funny. And like I said, Bill Forsyth,
Billy,
almost unrecognizable. He's so young.
Yep.
Yeah, man, this movie is a fucking hoot.
Yeah, and I feel like it's probably the Coen's most unique kind of movie that doesn't just go with so many of its kind of typical kind of tropes. I feel like it's not as dark as most of their other stuff.
Yeah.
It's a lot
more wacky, dude. It's a zany fucking adventure in the best way. I can't remember the husband's name, but Frances McDormand.
Yeah.
The wife. Yeah, the foreman's wife, dude.
This is a great movie. I don't think it gets enough credit within the Coen Brothers kind of pantheon of movies. I mean, I believe this is higher than any. I don't think I have another Coen Brothers movie on my list. So, Burn After Reading, to me, is the best Coen Brothers, but this is right behind it.
It's got a great. It does have a surreal, dreamlike quality to it. I really like the end, man. It like you said, it's a lot different in tone, and it kind of does a good job of switching in and out between touching and serious, but it's always a little just wacky and nutty, and it's just very offbeat, and it's just fucking funny. it's just very fucking funny. Like it like many of the Coen brothers, like they just, dude, they know how to hit the funny bone, man, and like this is no exception.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. Great call. Great way to start the fourth quarter.
It's like anything, whatever subject they touch, they make sure they do their homework so the shit feels authentic.
Mm-hmm.
It just does, man. This dude, just scraping the fucking knuckles on the top of the fucking that trailer, like the material that's on. No one ever felt that material that's on the top of like the ceiling of a trailer, dude. It's just like, dude, I fucking love it.
Yeah, it is super authentic.
But yeah, that's my number 25.
All right. Well, my number 25, kind of not, I wouldn't say is too wily or wild. It is kind of wild, but in a very different way. This movie has nearly none of the color. Like you look at your Racing Arizona avatar and how colorful it is and everything. This movie's pretty dark in tone, dark in theme, dark in plot. Denis Villeneuve makes his appearance on my list. Denis. With Prisoners. Yeah. No, this movie is absolutely incredible. One of the best in theater watches I can ever remember. I remember like hearing about when it was coming out, but I hadn't really watched much Denis Villeneuve up to then. I think I'd seen Enemy maybe. If Enemy even came out before this, maybe it didn't. But either way, I knew it was going to be like a dark kidnapping story, and essentially that's what it is. But the way it's executed and the way that Denis directs the movie gets you to care about all the characters. The performances by, I think Jake Gyllenhaal's great in this movie, but Hugh Jackman, Terrence Howard, they're both really great in their roles. But Paul Dano is the star of the movie for me as Alex Jones. Viola Davis also in the movie, which obviously she's always great in anything.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, this movie is just so well done and well calculated, with the reveal of information as well.
Oh my god, dude.
Yeah, it really does. Yeah, there's just so many. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't think that for me, Denis has a better movie. Pretty sure that it's my favorite. And yeah, I think in the way it ends is perfectly ambiguous as well, with the whistle.
Oh my god, dude. Okay, yeah. So dude, this is actually fielding a punt. This is, dude,
okay.
Absolutely one of my favorite Denis movies. Let me actually put a little football. What do you know? They're little footballs. Well, we'll put a little football beside it. But yeah, so this is one of my favorite Villeneuve. Villeneuve. So yeah, it's such a fucking good psychological thriller, man. You mentioned the performances. Like, this is one of my favorite Jake Gyllenhaal performances, man. As Detective Loki, like, he is really, really good. Like, Dano does steal. Whenever Dano's in the movie or in a scene, he steals it just because he's such a good, like, method actor that he just becomes the fucking character. But I really feel like Gyllenhaal like held his own with all these other good actors, and you kind of like, you watch a good portion of the movie through his eyes, especially the end. And it's such a fucking intense thriller. The reveal is crazy. It does a really good job of leaving Easter eggs and like a trail of breadcrumbs, but still leaving twists and turns. So it does benefit a lot from rewatches, and it's a movie that I'm always like, oh my god, like I know what happens, but every time I watch it, it's like I notice a little thing. And dude, it truly does have one of the best like kind of cliffhanger endings. Dude, it's so fucking intense.
Yeah. I mean, for me, this I think is probably the like police procedural crime mystery type of movie, like in that realm. This movie and the next movie on my list, they go like 1 and 2 in the kind of neo-noir like crime kidnap genre. So like the Zodiacs of the world and the next movie I'm talking about. But you know what I'm saying? Like I just feel
Oh
like
yeah,
where it's like even if you know how it ends, the reason you come back to movies like that is like the execution of the movie.
yeah, man. It really is. This is the attention to detail is so crazy, and the performances, like you said, even Villeneuve works with it a lot. I can't pronounce his last name. Dalsmachian, is that
Yeah,
his last
Dave Dasmalchian.
name?
Yeah,
Dalsmachian, yeah, he's really good in it as well. Everyone just gives man, Villeneuve is one of those directors, and there's a few like that, and we've talked about it. It's like he just knows how to get the very fucking best out of whoever he's working with. Like people like work with him and they're like, man, I'm gonna give a fucking one of my career best performances. It just seems like that he just like squeezes this like great acting juice out of all the fucking performers and like dude, yeah, it's Hugh Jackman it's like a heartbreaking role, man. He's so good, and it's fucking gut wrenching, man. Like the subject matter it's dark, dude. You said it. It's one of his darkest movies, Denis, but it's not like
Denis got a few dark ones.
in a weird way. The ending is a little kind of like uplifting and kind of hopeful, but it's like it's still just intense, man. Like it's a movie that definitely like sticks with you after you watch it and like leaves an impact for sure. You can't watch this movie and just like, oh, that was all right. You know what I mean? It's gonna hit you.
Yeah, and I mean, I know that the ending like appears hopeful, but I don't think it necessarily is.
No, I know, no, definitely not. Definitely not.
I feel
The
like it gives you some wishful thinking at the end. I don't know if that means positive though.
Right. So hold on. Actually, hold on. I made this just for so let's talk about it briefly since we got a second. I'm gonna put up a spoiler alert. So we're gonna talk about this is a movie that we both enjoy quite a bit. And let's just dish on the ending and kind of like the stuff that led up to the ending and like what we kind of like and I'll elaborate a little bit more.
Yeah, go ahead.
So this is so spoiler for and I'll put the banner back up there for it. Um okay, so the ending, like obviously the reveal too, man, because they do, especially the first time you watch it, he does a good job of just like making you think it's Alex or that Alex has something to do with it the whole time. And you think that he's like, oh, it's him, it's him, it's him. But when you find out that it's the mom or whatever, it's Melissa Leo,
Right.
and then something about that reveal. It's not just that it's her. It's like it's her. Oh, and then she was doing this thing with the fucking husband. And then they have this fucking underground pit under the. It just gets creepier and creepier and creepier. And it's one of those movies where like the what's the word I'm looking for? The gravity of like what's been happening like sets in at the right time, makes the hair on the back of your neck stand up like, oh my fucking God, this is so fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and then he fucking, it's kind of the ending is ambiguous. Like Keller gets put in the pit, he gets fucking covered up, you know, Loki ends up saving the kid or whatever, but I mean, he's there, like he's the last one there, dude. If he leaves, that's it.
Right.
Like he's gonna die. Like,
right.
There's no way that Keller's gonna. If Loki leaves and the dudes have already gone, they're like the shit's frozen over. We got nothing here. Like we're packing it up. If Loki leaves, Keller's gonna fucking die.
Right.
So it's like you think that he hears them. It's like, and watching it this time, I was like, dude. I mean, you can hear it. Like you can start to hear it. And definitely on the rewatches, it's like you're paying even closer attention to like,
yeah.
So what do you think? Like what?
I don't think it. I don't know. I think you can make an argument either way for real. Like, and I guess my point of view, I'm a little more pessimistic. I think that we as the audience hear that not necessarily Loki.
Right. Yeah. And this is what I think. I think that you're hopeful. Like there's a part of you that's hopeful. It's like, no, he's got to hear it. He fucking hears it. He knows that he
I
hurt. He
think that
knows that
was
he
just
heard
like your
something.
car or something.
It
Like
gets
that.
a little louder. It gets a little louder. He knows that he hears it, but he's still just kind of like what?
Still, if he heard that, so what? Was
How? Yeah. How would he know that that's where it was coming from and that's what it fucking
just
was?
stop everything and just I don't know.
So yeah, dude, probably he just leaves, right?
Yeah, and it's just like if they show that, everybody's gonna be pissed.
Right. But it's like it's such a fucking good cliffhanger, dude, where it's like you can really think about it.
You can argue either way.
And
I just
honestly,
feel like the way that makes more sense, or the way that like feels more real or believable in this movie, is that he hears it, doesn't think anything of it, and keeps going.
he does the exact same thing he was doing the first time. It's like, nah, I'm fucking hearing shit. But think about it. He just got shot in the fucking head. He's like, nah, I'm fucking, I need a vacation.
Yeah, no, I don't need to dig through this lake to make sure. Let me double check.
Dude, that fucking ending is so intense, dude.
Yeah.
Put your fucking hands up right now. Drop the shit and put your fucking hand. Dude, that shit is so intense, man.
Yeah, Melissa Leo knows it.
About to fucking like bury the needle in her arm of God knows what the fuck. Oh, dude, it's so intense.
Yes, yeah, it really is, and it's all and like Denise had a few dark movies for sure. Honestly, like Incendies and Polytechnique, the one about the school shooting. Like he's done dark. He never goes into like shocking grotesque to get the darkness like kind of pulled into the movies. So that's what I just like appreciate so much is it doesn't go over the top at any point. The torture scene with Paul Dano, obviously in the showers.
Dude, he really lets your imagination run with it, and that makes it even more disturbing because, like, for me, like it's like you just thinking about, oh my god, what has this woman been doing to these kids all these years? And it's like, and you find out about that Alex was this kid that she'd fucking basically kidnapped. And so was fucking Dalsmachian's character. It's like, dude, this is crazy.
Yeah, like Gone Baby Gone, like which is a good movie. It's perfectly good. It's not like Prisoners, and it tries to like do some pretty cheap ploys to get a lot of your reaction. I feel like.
Right. Well, it's definitely more of a conventional story, I would say. And like more of a little bit more procedural. Even it asks some tough questions, but I feel like it leaves you with definitely a better taste in your mouth than fucking Prisoners, dude. Prisoners, you're like, fuck.
Yeah, I mean, but if you're gonna call your movie, that's like the whole point of the movie, though.
Yep, dude. How people just get like, dude. Sometimes it's just your bad stroke of luck, and you just get consumed by this thing. And you're a prisoner in your own mind. You're a prisoner, literally, figuratively,
like circumstance, whatever it is.
Yep.
Yeah. No, movie's fucking great and probably too long.
It is, man. It's one that like I said, I'll just thinking about it now. Like, dude, fucking watch that next week. Like that shit. It's a really good thriller.
Yes, sir.
Well, I think speaking of kind of cliffhanger endings, we will keep it. Maybe it's definitely not as psychologically like gnarly, but it's still pretty fucking gritty, man. For a cop procedural, this is one of the best ones to me. My number 24 movie is Narc. It's a movie that is definitely underseen. I won't say it's underappreciated, because it got good reviews from critics. And it's the people that have seen it, like it's a well regarded movie. It's just underseen. And I think that more people, if you like cop thrillers, like this is like one of the better ones to me. It's been one of my favorites for a while, man. Anyone that hasn't seen it, it's basically Jason Patric plays a disgraced undercover narcotics officer who basically like something crazy happens at the very beginning and he gets removed from duty, but he gets pulled back on to solve the case of another slain undercover like narc basically, and he has to partner up with the guy's last partner who's Ray Liotta, and they basically have to solve the murder. So the setup is more similar to what you would think of like a normal kind of like cop like murder mystery, who done it, whatever. But to me, what sets this movie apart from a lot of the others is not like the setup, it's the execution, it's the attention to detail, it's the acting, man. Like, I don't know if there's a better Jason Patric performance, honestly. Like, he really knocked it out of the park with this one. Very believable as like a dude that has been through some shit and is like trying to like find his way in the job that he has, and he's just like, I need something to get me through this shit. And he just happens like that he gets asked to do this case, and like Liotta, he really does kill it too. Like the late great Ray Liotta, man, this is like one of like his better acting performances to me in a career of really good way. It's not one of his most well known, but it's like these two together are really fucking good, and Carnahan does a good job of just bringing you into this nitty gritty ass, like, I'm pretty sure it's like set in Detroit. I think it was filmed in on the other, whatever the city is in Canada on the other side of the river or whatever. I think that's where they filmed it. But Windsor, exactly. But I think it's supposed to take place in Detroit. But it's a nitty gritty ass cop movie. The dialogue is fucking great. The performances are awesome. And it's got kind of a cliffhanger ending too, man. I know this was I don't think you said this was the first time you've seen it, but I think you said you hadn't seen it in a while.
Right? Yeah, no, exactly. I really enjoyed my revisit though. I saw this movie when it came out as well, and
nice.
I do feel like it was underappreciated when it came out. I feel like it maybe came out around the time of like Training Day and a few other movies like that, where it just kind of got lost in the shuffle.
Yep.
And just both lead performances, I think, are the number one reason to watch this movie, though. I also really like Joe Carnahan as a director. I think at minimum he makes fun movies. At best, he makes pretty good movies. So that kind of works for me anyways. And this movie's not fun exactly.
Nope.
I think like I give
tough watch.
Yeah, it's a pretty dark movie. Holds up, like really like horrible moments as well. They don't really shy away from it. It's a good solid cop thriller. Like, I don't have anything bad to say about it. I really like it.
Dude, the fucking opening chase is one of the craziest ones, man. Like, there's a movie that I have a little further.
Inject the dude. Like,
dude, with that dirty fucking nasty like pan mix. Oh, it's so fucked up. Just like talk about wrong place, wrong time, and like you think he's dude, and he grabs the kid with it, and he's got the syringe about to fucking jam another one in the kid, and he just lets her rip. It's like what the fuck would you do if you're Jason Patric right there? It's like that. It's just so insane.
Yeah, wild.
Yeah, so that it just like sets the tone right there, and really good. It's written and directed by Carnahan, and he kind of like I think he got Liotta to help produce it or something like that. I was reading a little bit about the production background, but it really is one that like a movie that almost didn't happen. Like they had to like it was like a grassroots campaign to like get the money together for it and like put it all together. But yeah, written and directed by Carnahan, and yeah, dude, we were talking about him a little bit before the show started. He doesn't really make like really shitty movies. Even the ones that aren't good, they're like you said, at worst fun. And then he makes some fucking good ones too, man. Like this is a really good one. It's one of his first, and yeah, I think it fucking rocks.
Yeah, no, it's definitely underrated.
Hell yeah, dude. And Busta Rhymes is in it too. Got My Mind's Playing Tricks on Me by Ghetto Boys.
Yeah, what more do you need?
Yeah,
It takes place in Detroit. I could definitely tell it wasn't in Detroit.
right, right.
Yeah, got everything.
Yeah, dude.
All right. I'll go to my 24. David Fincher makes his return to the list. It's been a while.
I know.
Uh, I'm not sure if this is a punt or not. I think it is.
It is. So yes, sir. It is.
Receiving another punt. I mentioned crime, procedural thrillers. This is the neo noir best one for me. C7. C7. Yeah. I just really, really appreciated the movie. And yeah, I just really found it to be just so well done, so well orchestrated once again. And every single role I think is just to perfection. The lead up to using all of the seven sins, obviously, in the what's in the box scene, it's been mean to death. And yeah, I really, really enjoyed it. I just feel like this is a movie. What can be said about it?
Yeah, dude. Like, you talk to most people, like most movie heads or people that like consider themselves film buffs, have like seen Seven, but it's a movie that like, yeah, it's popular for a reason. And I think that it's one of. I'm trying to think if I have a Fincher movie that's higher. I think it's probably my favorite Fincher movie, and it's dude, kind of like, I don't even know. It's probably the gnarliest one, man. It's probably the gnarliest like psychological thriller where it's only Silence of the Lambs I can think of, but even that, like, there's something about this one, man, that Pitt and Freeman together, trying to solve this really fucked up string of murders, is really it's awesome to watch those two together, but it's also the story and the way that the Fincher's world that he constructs, this dark, twisted, like fucked up underbelly of whatever city this is. It's kind of one of those things where it's not really, doesn't really tell you exactly where it is. It kind of could be anywhere. It could be New York. It could be fucking LA. It could be any fucking big city. But the dude, what sets this one apart to me is the atmosphere, the fucking murders themselves, and obviously that fucking that final the box scene. Everybody knows about the box.
Yeah, and just like I just feel like the way it was shot as well is just like something that was so influential moving forward. I don't know. We've all seen Seven. It's hard to like talk about.
No, but I know what you mean. It's like the lighting and dude, when they I'm trying to think, when they go into that like sex, what is it, like a fucking brothel, basically, like that underground brothel, all the red lighting and black lighting, when they fucking bust into John Doe's apartment, all that shit is like so fucking creepy, dude. The sloth guy, that's one of the most, like, I don't know, man. Trying to that's the one that like disturbs me other than the very end. That's the one that disturbs me the most. The sloth, the dude that's like still alive. You know, where it's like
Oh yeah, for sure.
So crazy, man. Like, yeah, it's a haunting movie. It's a movie that like it definitely sticks with you. The ending, like, you just, what, there's no way you can feel good. You just feel like you got hit with something. I don't know, man.
Yeah. It's just been, yeah, it's one of those, I feel like it's a victim of how much it's been exposed, like, and how much it's been talked about in the just kind of like the public forum at this point.
Right.
I feel like the ending's lost like some of the credit it deserves for it. And just for me, it's my favorite Fincher. It really is. I feel like it's him at his absolute tops.
The ending really is insane. And dude, I know exactly what you mean. It's like I've seen it so many times. It still hits, man. It's still, when you think about the situation and even knowing what happens, that's so fucked up. And like, I like that they don't show things. It doesn't show what happens when he breaks into the house with Gwyneth Paltrow. It doesn't show him, cut her fucking head. I mean, I'm not even gonna put spoiler. Everyone's seen Seven. It doesn't show him cut her fucking head off. It doesn't even really show the head. It's just like, what it is, and when it's slowly, it almost like everyone I'm sure can think of the moment when they fucking realize what's going on. Like the first time, like trying to think about the first time you saw Seven, and when you realize like, oh my god, he fucking killed Gwyneth. It's like he starts to talk to Brad Pitt. It hasn't hit Brad Pitt yet, but that's the dramatic irony, man. That is one of the strongest uses of dramatic irony I can think of, man. Where the audience knows what's going on right before the character does, and it's like, oh my god, dude. Yeah, Seven is a fucking like dark masterpiece, man. It's really fucked up and really, really good.
Yeah, no, it really does hold up on rewatches as well. I feel like there's a lot to take in. And Morgan Freeman, like I just feel like, and Brad Pitt kind of get like lost in the credit of this movie a lot of times, but they are just the chemistry of the two of them to kind of carry through this movie is really effective.
It is, man. It holds it down, because without those two characters, and like, dude, this is almost like, it's really fucked up, and it's like it would be almost like so nihilistic and like disturbing. I wouldn't even want to watch it, but it's like these two human characters who you can relate to, like they do anchor the fucking like emotional core of the movie, and it makes you fucking feel for them. Like, dude, how would you what would you fucking do if you were Brad Pitt? And dude, imagine you're Morgan Freeman. How would you fucking like try and keep your partner together when something like that happens? Like, dude, yeah, their performances really are fucking good, man. Morgan Freeman he's known for all these different roles and for being this like actor that has done so much over decades and decades, but this is one of the performances that always sticks out to me. Like, same for Brad Pitt. I'm trying to think of like 3 or 4 more performances that I think are better, and it's one of the best from both of them that I can think of.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree. And Kevin Spacey, obviously.
Oh god, yeah. And dude, he's so good in the role, like, and knowing that he's kind of a fucking like deviant and like fucking like it makes the character believable. Like, he's a fucked up dude, and John Doe is a sick, twisted fuck. So yeah, Seven's probably my favorite psychological thriller.
Yeah, no, it just about is. I think maybe it is. Yeah, I would say it is.
Dude, yeah, Fincher, he made so many good movies early. He's like a victim of his own early success somewhat.
Yeah.
So, all right, well, yeah, man, that's another punt. The guy, it's so gnarly. Seven is one I got to build myself up for, man. It's I can't like just willy-nilly throw it on. This next one I definitely can, but Seven. But when I watch it, man, I'm like, God damn, this is a good ass movie. All right, so my number 23 is a stoner comedy. Most people have seen it. It's a stoner comedy, but it's also a coming of age movie, and a pretty damn good one at that. It's a pretty damn good high school movie, and I think it's a movie that just about damn near everyone can relate to, especially if you're like if you are from the United States and went to high school in the U.S., like this is a very fucking relatable movie. I think there's some in it for everybody. It's Dazed and Confused. That's my number 23. Um, yeah, man. I actually found this movie a little bit later on in life. Not like super late, but I don't think I really started watching this movie and like fell in love with it until I was probably like 21 or 22. I was like, I became a stoner in high school, but I didn't discover this one. I was always like more like watching Half Baked or Friday. But when I did discover Dazed and Confused, I realized kind of what everybody was talking about. It's just the soundtrack rocks. It's funny. It's relatable, and yeah, it's just kind of a feel good movie. It is a movie kind of unlike Prisoners or Narc. It's like it does kind of leave you like, okay, a little like hopeful for the future, and like it's really just about like hanging out with your buds and like having a good time. And I don't know, man, I fucking love this movie. I think it's hilarious.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's like the stoner coming of age movies. This is definitely, I think, the originator of it, or one of the originators of it for sure.
Yeah.
The soundtrack obviously is iconic. If you've ever listened to it, like it really is great. Like, Linklaters went on to do so many like more pretentious, like weird kind of projects at times, and so it's interesting to see him kind of start. This was second or third movie I think he ever did. So interesting to kind of see where he started and where he went to, for sure.
Yeah, it's really funny, and I like that they explored the different like archetypes of like high school like subgroups, like the people that played sports, the people that were into fucking like music, the people that fucking like the nerds, they went through every like the bullies, the fucking they touch on every little like little aspect of like high school and some of the dumb shit that happens and like how stupid a lot of it is. They do a good job at poking fun of some of the like dumb shit that like teenagers have to go through, but it's got its heart in the right place, and it's like at the end of the day, I don't think it's like a mean spirited movie. It's like it's pretty it's like I said, it's a pretty like feel good movie. And it's fucking funny, man. Like it's hilarious. Fucking every little character has got like some fucking they've got every character's got some good lines. I like my favorite characters I think would probably like Don. Sasha Jensen as Don is really fucking funny. I think he passed the sniffing butt stage. I think that's what it is. Fucking he's good. Adam Gold, dude, I actually really like Adam Goldberg's character. The nerdy dude that like builds up courage to fight the fucking Clint, dominant male monkey in a 50s greaser outfit. Dominant male monkey motherfucker. He like, dude, I love the party at the Moon Tower. And yeah, man, a lot of very relatable scenes and fucking good times.
Yeah, absolutely. Like it's just, and I mean McConaughey obviously as David. Like,
yeah.
It goes without saying, but
yeah, and everyone knows Wooderson, and like it's Dazed and Confused has definitely gotten played out, and like everyone knows all right. Like, yeah, everybody knows that shit, but it is a very rewatchable movie. The soundtrack is killer. It's a very, I don't know, man. It's a very heartwarming movie for a stoner, if you will. It's kind of like trying to think of what to compare it to, but it's something good. It rocks.
Yeah, it does rock, and it's timeless, and it will be It's like the early '90s, like last picture show for the next generation or something when they are long past us and they're like, "What were the '90s like?" This is a good capsule of the time period. I feel like.
Yep.
And just like setting it up it's just like the setup of like getting out of school, all of that. It's just like it's a perfect setup. I love one night or like short time movies that don't take a long period of time.
Yep.
They're just kind of in and out with the characters.
Dude, it's fucking like he really nailed the feel of what it feels to be like when you're a teenager and you're partying and you're out and you're just like running around. That feeling of like, oh shit, we can go anywhere, anything could happen. Like, who knows who we'll run into? The different like meeting up with people, getting into a car. Okay, we're all gonna hotbox, ride around. We'll meet up with you here later. All that shit is very authentic and real and like.
Yes.
I feel like that's like. I don't know, man. What's the name of that song? The fucking Bob Dylan song that they play when they fucking the hurricane. I can't remember the name of that song, but that
you said Bob. I thought you said Bob Marley.
No, yeah, that Bob Dylan song.
No, the Bob Dylan song. Yeah, I thought you said. I swear, I thought you said Bob Marley.
No, sorry. Yeah,
yeah,
dude. The soundtrack is killer.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, dude,
Low Rider, School's Out, Jim Dandy.
Yeah, fucking dude. Affleck kills me in this movie, dude.
Yeah,
early Hoofleck has some of the funniest fucking roles. There's another movie with Hoofleck in it we're gonna talk about here in a couple weeks, but dude, his early shit is so funny, man. He plays such a good prick. O'Banion, dude. Fuck you, what the fuck are you laughing at? Dude, when he gets the paint dumped all over him, man.
Yeah,
dude, it fucking kills me.
All right. Well, we are just going to keep going back and forth between serious and comedy. So back on the serious side, not much comedy in Taxi Driver. That is my 23. Martin Scorsese joint. I believe the first Scorsese I've had on my list, but not for sure. Won't be the last. Yeah, Robert De Niro as Travis Bickle. One of the best performances ever. And he's in nearly every scene, which I think is a really good decision. It's just about a Vietnam veteran who comes back and he's a taxi driver at night, not being treated really great, and starts to want to kind of take back control of like his life through basically taking out this political this guy running for a political office, and like just like more of character study. I think it's just one of the best character studies ever, honestly. And he finally he wants to have like a better, more benevolent purpose in a way, but he just doesn't believe in it. And then sure enough finds it through like a 13-year-old hooker played by young Jodie Foster and Iris. It's just you just kind of live in this kind of gritty 70s New York world that Scorsese knew how to direct better than anybody. Robert De Niro transforms in the role of Travis Bickle as well. Harvey Keitel as the pimp is incredible. Peter Boyle also plays a great role in this movie. It is a really great movie. Sybil Shepherd, as well as the love interest, takes her to a porn theater at one point. There's just so many great.
Dude, she is so fine in this movie. I was like, God, she was smoking hot back in the day, man.
Sybil Shepherd was a babe.
Yeah.
Just Travis Bickle, the most socially awkward, weird, not really even his fault Vietnam War veteran.
Yeah.
And then the conclusion of the movie, I mean, it's just like one of the best shootouts of all time.
It's fucking insane, man. This movie, I really enjoyed watching this. I'd say it's probably about the 10th, 11th, maybe dozenth time I've seen Taxi Driver. It's a movie that I don't watch often, but every time I do watch it, it sticks with me, and I'm like, man, this is good. I always like seem to go down a rabbit hole after I watch it, and it's a movie that really like gets my gears turning about certain things, and it a lot has been fuck, dude. There's probably been like theses done on Taxi Driver and stuff where you could like break down like every little single thing, but on this rewatch, I really just took notice of like what a good job it does portraying mental illness.
Yeah.
Like it's like losing his mind,
Mhm.
and like the lens that Scorsese shows it through is so good and crazy. And my brother is obsessed with this movie, and I got him on the phone this afternoon, and I was like asking him about it, and he was saying that like when it got filmed, there was like a trash strike or whatever in New York City. So during that time, there was just like garbage piled up all over the streets, and it just gave it this like even more like dirtier, grittier fucking look. And like Scorsese, man, he's just got this way of capturing the fucking like, dude, that 70s like nasty New York. You can almost like smell it like coming through the screen, man. Like when Travis, like those shots of when Travis is like walking in the evening and like tipping up the bottle, it's just like, man, that's a gritty New York City, and all the shots of him driving at night. It's really, this is a fucking really like, I would say trippy. It's really like haunting and very dream, almost like a dream / nightmare. I feel like that's like on purpose almost.
Yep, I agree 100%. Yeah, and it does. Yeah, even the way it ends, it's like a nightmarish dream.
So, I wanted to ask you. I'll put the spoiler alert thing. Because a lot is when people talk about Taxi Driver, a lot is made of the ending and kind of like, I mean, it's obvious that Travis is an unreliable narrator. He's a mentally ill dude, and a lot of things that he's saying aren't what's matching up in what's actually going on. But I think, and I'm pretty sure this is true, that like Scorsese like purposely left the ending a little ambiguous so you could kind of like make up your own mind. But I guess I just wanted to like ask you kind of what you thought about the ending, and kind of like, what you think about like what you're seeing, and like how much of it is real, and like, how much of it is like, in Travis's head, or like just really curious your thoughts.
Yeah, so I've never really thought about it much beyond actually taking what I'm seeing there, and it is kind of interesting if I do kind of do the unreliable narrator here, which I know that he proved to be with a lot of things, but this would be in like such an objectively different direction that it would almost be like, I don't know how you would be able to tell also. So for
And
me, I believe what I'm seeing. I really do.
I have, dude, I've gone back and forth on it a lot. I've gone and I've seen it from like I've watched it and purposely tried to like see it from every different.
Yeah, I should almost would like to watch it from that angle now and see if I'd see it more.
Because the big thing, and I think that's kind of the fucking genius of fucking Martin Scorsese, is he purposely lets you make up your own fucking mind. It's like,
that's what most of the best movies do.
It's like, hey, maybe he does fucking survive that shootout. Maybe he is like branded as a fucking hero. Maybe like he does happen to see Sybil Shepherd again. Maybe, who knows? Or maybe he fucking dies.
Right.
Maybe he dies in that shootout, and fucking the cops get there and they just see a fucking massacre, and they can't tell who started what over what, and he is just another fucking dead body in like a fucking sewer of crime like just another dead rat. So I don't know, man. I love that it's kind of like you can kind of think about it and like have these conversations, and there's no real right answer. It's just kind of like you can look at it and it plays and works no matter what you think actually happened.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, no, there's no way to know with this movie. There's not going to be like that ultimate clue or anything like that. And
oh no, and Scorsese, he's just
point.
smiling. He's like he's just snickering at that. It's like yeah, that's the point. It's like, what do you think happened?
Yeah, doesn't matter.
Right. Yeah, it's because I think well, I will say this. Regardless of whether you think Travis lives or dies, everything up until the end of the shootout is real. Like that all happens. Like he snaps, decides he's gonna fucking kill Palantine. It gets thwarted. He fucking runs across Iris and is like, nah, this is what I have to do. He's like, he snaps in his mind, nope, saving this hooker is what and he's already gone at that point. So he's like, yep, I will devote all my my psychopathic energy into just killing this fucking pimp and everything and everyone that he's associated with. And like, dude, the ending is so fucking gnarly for 1976, dude. That's another thing. It's like, yeah, like you can probably think of some like gorier, bloodier things, but for that time, dude, that was pretty fucking graphic.
Yeah, for sure.
Dude, blowing that motherfucker's hands up, dude, like splattering that dude's hand with the 44 Magnum is such a crazy scene. And like the blood splattering on Travis's face and him like wincing. Dude, that's such a crazy shot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I mean, this movie's great. 70s at its finest.
It is, man. It's just a slice of 70s New York. Like, fucking, yeah, I love it. What up, Big Show? What's up, General? Hey, Zeus. I see y'all, man. Good to see y'all in the chat, dude. Hope y'all are enjoying a little movie talk. Trying to be good about not spoiling too much. I get excited sometimes, but so yeah, man. I thank you for having Taxi Driver on your list, and I'm glad we decided to do the reveal because I had a lot of fun watching that. So my number 23, I think we are gonna. Oh, number 22. Yeah, we're gonna keep it silly. We're gonna keep it very silly and very fucking funny, in my opinion. Number 22 is. I'm gonna say this is like the funniest like family movie of all time, if you can like call it a family movie. I don't know, dude. Fucking Heavyweights, it has no business being this funny for like a Disney movie. I guess that's what it is. Like, this is a Disney movie, but it's written by Judd Apatow, and this is like Ben Stiller's like. I don't know. You can call White Goodman the final form. I think Tony Perkins is the final form. I think this is his like he's so insane and good as Uncle Tony. Man, I can't say enough good things about this movie. I think it is just a fucking gem.
Yeah, this movie rules. I mean, one of my most watched movies from childhood. And it's Year 22, which is hilarious. That didn't even come close to making my list. But I love this movie. They're all going to Fat Camp, Camp Hope, which is, it's just like the Stillers are so hilarious in the beginning of the movie as well. The parent or Jerry.
Never let anyone sign your checks.
It was basically an MTV movie made by Disney. Like it really
right, exactly.
Like the fucking like in shape counselor who's like treated like shit by everybody for being in shape. It's like,
oh yeah, Tim.
Yeah,
he loses weight and they all fucking bully him for it.
Yeah, they bully him for it. When they all like unload their snacks after.
Exactly, dude. I love that too. Like you're not a true like Fat Camp kid unless you're fucking smuggling like chocolate and shit.
Cold cuts, hiding them in
deli meat.
And just like, yeah, it just takes itself so serious and it's so great. Lars, let's play like,
Oh my god, dude. He has some of the funniest shit, dude.
yeah,
Oh, let us
Lars.
play the fun game that helps us learn each other's names. We already know each other's names. Silence!
Like, it's like, who knows what happened to whatever that kid was, who ends up leaving. Yeah, it's like, was he killed? It's like, we don't
Oh,
know.
dude. Oh, yeah. The rumor mill starts. Oh, sorry to hear about your friend Josh. Well, he's dead.
Just like, yeah, there's just there's the great games with the, like with the camp, with the in shape camp, and it comes down to the fucking go-karts. Yeah, like,
Oh, well,
just
thank you for telling me how to run my camp that I bought. Dude, and a little fucking Ben Stiller playing dual roles as fucking Papa Perkis.
oh my
Dude,
god.
he is so good as the dad at the end. I'm gonna take
Yeah.
a bath on this place. Yeah, my parents didn't hug me. You don't see me freaking out about it, crying like a little baby.
Yeah, Ben Stiller was at the top of his game with this. Keenan, shout out to Keenan, Josh, whatever his name actually is.
Oh, fucking yeah, Goldberg from Mighty Ducks.
Yep, Goldberg, the British kid with the dance where they dance with the girl camp and like they're all hitting it off, so they cut it so Tony cockblocks them all.
Oh yeah, dude, he shuts it. Like yeah, they're all like get with the girls, and he shuts it down. It's be out soon. Fucking dude, he when he finally fucking snaps, like, "How you doing, little Tony? Bad. Why do you feel bad?" Dude, there's so many. Like every line is a fucking one line. Very fat, I see.
Shut off the cameras.
Dude, yeah. Are you rolling now, Kenneth? I'm not. Speed. Does that mean that? Fucking. Yeah, man. It is a fucking gym.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Well, so there will be no food on this countdown. This is a cleansing hike. Just Father Sky, Mother Earth, and your dear Uncle Tony. Well, that is my number 22, and it was just a real treat watching it again.
Get off my scale.
You gained 21 pounds. The Perkins system does not work for cheaters like Gerald Garner. How do you like the food here, guy? Wait till I finish the sentence. No breakfast, no lunch, no dinner. How's that grab you? All right, that before I could sit here and quote heavyweights all fucking day.
God. All right. My 22.
Dogging it, Pat. I'm dogging it. All right. Sorry, I'm done.
It's no problem. My 22, another video store classic here. 1996. This time I don't know when Heavyweights was, but
Oh my god.
yeah, Michael Bayham makes his entrance onto the list with The Rock. So
Welcome to the Rock.
was this a punt?
No, it was not, but I'll
Okay.
tell you what, it should have been.
Yeah, it should have been. Sean Connery playing his final role as 007, and they just didn't say he was 007. I'm convinced of that. Nicolas Cage, obviously making his second appearance on the list, was Stanley Goodspeed, the Beatles record obsessed hipster scientist guy. He's so great in this movie. Ed Harris, the anti-hero hero, kind of trying to do the right thing, but also in the wrong type of way. But like he's just honestly trying to get veteran support at the end of the day. But a lot of these other people who are there obviously don't care about that.
They just care about the money, Aaron the dog. Disgusting.
John C. McGinley is fantastic in this movie. So shout out to John C. And like really Tony Todd, like all these guys, Joaquin Woodbine, like a lot of like really good talent was like in Ed Harris's crew. The opening heist to me is still one of those things that when the guy's trying to get out of the chamber with all these like deadly green chemical balls, he gets stuck in there with one that bursts, and you just have to see him kind of boil inside there.
Oh, dude, that really fucked me up when I was a kid.
Yeah,
I saw this and I'm probably like 13, 14 or something.
Yeah, it's just like it's like under this night vision, then you just see him through the window, like, and it's from like one of these little balls of whatever uranium goo.
Yeah, you see his skin boiling, dude.
Yeah, it's just absolutely wild. But like a lot of this movie, like it builds up to the action towards the final half of the movie, and like it's still really really good. The bomb detonation scene, which you talked about, and I'll let you talk about some more here, but like it's so like tense and great, and there's just so many great lines. The humor, like this is when Michael Bay could be funny, and that was kind of nice. And again, Sean Connery playing 007 one more time.
Dude, bro, thank you so much for much like the last one. Thank you for having this on your list. I had such a fucking like Taxi Driver. I had such a fucking good time watching The Rock, and I can tell you this with certainty. If I had to make this list all over again, The Rock would be in my top 100. I would probably bump something for The Rock. I don't know what it would be, but someone would have to get the chop, man, because I just had too much fun watching it. I've enjoyed this movie since I first saw it, and yeah, man, it still hits, man. That like, yeah, when the dude gets exposed to the VX gas and you basically watch him just fucking melt in there, like it's like holy fuck, that really is like holy shit, this stuff is crazy, and it really makes you
stuffs it down the Marine's fucking face because he's the
rocket. Dude, that's so fucking awesome because he becomes like the main baddie, and dude, that fucking bomb, dude, the sarin gas like bomb defusal scene is one of the most intense that I've ever fought. Like it's still, my heart was fucking racing, man. Cage is so good in this. The chemistry between him and Connery is truly fucking awesome, and it's hilarious, man. Dude, Connery busts his balls through the entire fucking movie. Even at the end when they make like he's still busting chops. It's so funny, and yeah, Cage has got some fucking great lines, man. This movie kicks ass, and it would like I said, if I had to do it all over again, it's got to be an honorable mention because I didn't put it on my list. But if I did it over again, it would be my top 100.
Yeah, man, it's a great one, and like it really does hold up like pretty flawlessly. While a lot of these other '90s movies you have to make a lot of kind of amends with, I feel like this one is the most timeless of them.
Exactly, man. It doesn't really like. It's got a lot of things that I like about '90s movies, but dude, it works, man. This is like the kind of movie that Bay was made for. Just like an over the top. You don't have to think about the plot too much. It's intense. It's like entertaining. The action's badass. It's funny. Like it's just a fucking great action thriller, man. And yeah, Ed Harris, the like trying to do the right thing, a misguided like man of honor, and it's when he fucking tries to turn the tide, it's too late, and yeah, man, dude, there's so many classic scenes too, man. Connery going through the fucking like the flame thing and opening the door, welcome to the Rock, and fucking dude, the end, man, like where he pops the fucking smoke and the fighter jets are rolling in. That shit's really intense, man, and just just badass Michael Bay shit. And I didn't think about Connery, it being his like unofficially his like role as 007, but dude, there's a lot of like little like hints and shit like, hey, he's in the fucking Her Majesty's SAS.
Yep.
I don't know. I think it's a nice little fucking ode, and it didn't really like hit me until you just said that.
Yeah, man, like it's spread throughout there for sure, and great car chase scene as well.
And dude, that is a good chase scene. It is.
Yeah, it's a well over 2-hour movie. It's another example of like why like length doesn't matter. It's the pace of the movie, because the pace of this movie, it really just keeps kind of ramping it up after that initial kind of up, help Joel.
Dude, seriously, and they there's so many good set pieces.
Yeah.
Like you said, when they go steal the VX gas, the fucking when he disarms the fucking sarin gas bomb, when the whole setup, the SEAL incursion, that whole aspect of it, there's just like it's good. It's like great set piece after set piece, and yeah, it's basically just like, yeah, it's over 2 hours, but it's a bunch of sweet shit that happens. It's like cool action scene after cool action scene, one liner after one liner, dude. When they first meet each other, that's so goddamn. Well, I'm sailing good speed. But of course you are. Offer me coffee. Can we get a coffee in here? Coffee. It's so good, man. This is well done with this. Bravo.
Thank you.
So this will be my last one. I'm not going to build it up too much. Everyone has seen this movie. It is played the fuck out, but I don't care. That is a testament to how good it is, because I don't care how many times I've seen it on TV. I don't care how many times people repeat the fucking lines. It just doesn't get old. And yeah, I'm not too good for my home.
Go to your home. It's all in the hips.
Yep. Little tappy. Taparoo. Hey, my girlfriend's dead. She fell off a cliff and died on impact. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's been a comfort movie for me since I was a kid, like a teenager, and as I became a stoner, it's not technically a stoner comedy, but it really feels like it. It's so silly, and like this is primetime Sandler. All the side characters are ridiculous. I think Shooter McGavin is one of the best like comedic villains of all time. He's such a good prick, and yeah, he bullies Happy Gilmore so much, dude. It's so funny. The fucking ninth green at nine. I love how nobody tells them either. All those fucking people, not one person like pulls them aside and is like, "Yo, he's bullshit with you." Like they all just like, "Oh yeah." But dude, I fucking love this movie.
Yeah, I mean it's great. Like it's fucking Happy Gilmore. We've all seen it. We've all done The Swing. Carl Weathers is amazing as Chubbs as well. When he goes and stands in front of the fucking batting cage machine, and he's just like taking balls to the chest. It's so fucking weird and funny. This movie and Billy Madison, they're really close for me. Probably closer than like Black Sheep and Tommy Boy in terms of how they are to which one I prefer, but they're both great as well. And like this is the middle of Adam Sandler's full upswing as making comedy movies as well, and like this movie's great.
Yeah, it's a classic for a reason, man. Like everyone knows the lines and like the shit that happens, but it just doesn't get old to me, dude. Every time I see him fucking fight Bob Barker and tumble down the hill and head happy. Price is wrong, bitch. And dude, yeah, it doesn't get old. Even the fucking like fucking Alan Covert as his caddy, like
great.
In Slanting Left. It's like, no, you're just saying that because you only wear one shoe. It's like and Mr. Larson, I believe that's Mr. Gilmore's. I will get you, shooter. Yeah, that's 21 for me.
Yep, that's
and fair. Dude, it has my favorite Lynyrd Skynyrd song, Tuesday's Gone. So.
There you go. Yeah, very well done. Tuesday's Gone as well. Very, very well placed. All right. On to my 21 in the end of the beginning of the fourth quarter of the list here. I got Scorsese on here for his 2 appearances on the list, and they come within 4 movies of each other or 3 movies of each other. This is Martin Scorsese's Shutter Island.
Nice.
Yeah, I love this movie. It's got a great first watch for sure, but holds up on rewatches. Clues are everywhere as to what really happened, and it's very, very clear. It's not an ambiguous movie at all. Um, it's pretty spelled out there, and this movie reminds me in a lot of ways of Memento, um, and but it's more than just a magic trick. It's well executed as well. I feel like the sets and the lighting and color that Scorsese chooses to go with in this movie is like really kind of pulpy, almost feels like a graphic novel, like in a way. I think Leonardo DiCaprio is so good, but Mark Ruffalo as well. Ben Kingsley, Max von Sydow. Like it's just they're all like at the height of their powers, I feel like, with this one. And it was just such a different turn from Scorsese, and it worked so well for me, and like how psychological it was and how kind of out there it was and everything. And yeah, I think that once you know kind of the twist, going back and watching the movie takes a whole different kind of effect to it, which is like fascinating to me. And I think it makes it so rewatchable as well. So yeah, I love Shutter Island, man. It's my favorite.
I'll tell you what, dude, I enjoyed this movie so much more this time around than the first time I saw it. It's actually only the second time I've seen it, and
Yeah.
I think the problem for me the first time was that I saw the trailer and like my expectations were I won't even say they were like too high. They were just like misplaced. Like it just wasn't the movie that I thought it was going to be, and because of that, I just was just like, oh, this is just different than what I thought. And, I don't think I like it. But this time I watched it and just like accepted it for what it was, and I actually really enjoyed it. Like it definitely like I said, definitely enjoyed it more than the first time I saw it. And I really just I didn't have I knew what because I knew what was gonna happen. I was able to like enjoy the little, like you said, it leaves a very clear like trail, especially on the rewatch. Like you pretty much can see, oh shit, yep, there's that little thing. Like
he's drinking no water.
the fumbling for the gun when the guy's supposed to be like a fucking cop. It's like you don't even know how to take your fucking holster off. Like,
Yep.
But yeah, man, the reveal is really good, and Kingsley kills it. I'm not a big Ben Kingsley guy. I think he can kind of like become a caricature of himself in some roles, but I actually really like him in this role. And yeah, DiCaprio, dude, the fucking with a flashback, that is still like it was tough the first time. That's tough, man. Watching the flashback when you find out what actually happened and going to relive that and like that was crazy. But yeah, I have to give it like 7.5 or an 8 on the rewatch. Just didn't like have my expectations too high and just appreciated what I saw. And it's just it's just a good mystery, nice twist, and just well executed by everyone involved.
Fair enough.
Good shit, man. And I'd totally written that movie off, but I was like, you know what? That was pretty good. I was like, I enjoyed that. It's kind of how like I left feeling.
I'll take it.
So that does it for this week. We have dug in officially into the top 25. I'm looking right here. I pulled out. We're getting ready to move here soon, so I pulled out all my the DVDs for the movies left on my list that like aren't, and I packed everything else up. But I'm looking at it now, and it's a bunch of silly comedies. There's a couple of classic like action movies, and yeah, it gets pretty fucking basic, dude, bro, from here on out, and I'm really looking forward to it.
You got a mix of action, dramatic, and highbrow. It's all over the place. So
nice, dude.
Don't expect to change over here.
Yeah, I love it, dude. I'm gonna keep it nice and stupid over here, and it's gonna get silly. There actually is a couple. I've got one highbrow. One or three.
I've got 2 sequels left in my top 20.
Let's see what do I have. Comedy, kind of comedy, action, everything. Action, comedy, comedy.
Comedy.
Highbrow comedy. Classic action movie comedy. Comedy.
Comedy.
Classic crime thriller. Classic fantasy comedy. Comedy and action. That's what I got.
Comedy. I don't know if I even have a comedy left on my.
Like these are all.
I have like one or two, you could say, are comedies.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have like 2, 3 tops that you could say they're comedies.
Yeah, that's right, boys. This is a genre spanning spectacle here.
Yeah. Can't be wrong on what your favorite is.
That's right. But yeah, dude, this is a good time as always. I really I thank you for
of course
sharing these gems with me. And dude, this was a fun week, man. I love going back and watching Taxi Driver and The Rock, and dude, giving Shutter Island a second chance and coming away enjoying it more. It was nice, man. And fielded 2 punts. It was a good week.
Yeah, productive week here. Went almost 90 minutes. So that's always a good sign.
Yeah, man.
I enjoyed it a lot. It was good to come from that perspective as well. I feel like it really did work out.
Hell yeah. Do you have anything going on Why We Love Horror you want to tell anybody about, or anything?
I mean, so we reviewed a movie that was limitedly released in theaters called Founders Day. If you want to check that out, I understand if you haven't seen it yet, but that just premiered on Why We Love Horror tomorrow. Abby will be playing in singles. So my wife will be playing in singles over there in trivia, as well as another.
Good luck, Abbey Road.
So yeah, shout out to Abby. And that will be going live at 8:00 tomorrow night. But yeah, otherwise, no UFC this week. So no UFC over on the Aaron the Dog MMA channel, but that will be back next Wednesday night with yours truly, 2 Cents and I over on my channel. We talk UFC, MMA. So yeah, whatever UFC's next, it's UFC Fight Night Bajillion.
Yeah, and that dude has like 10 different fucking names. This shit is so stupid. But yeah, man, dude, thanks again. This is a good time.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, man. And thank you to everyone that came through. Make sure y'all smash the like button before you leave the theater. And yeah, we'll be back. And yeah, just let me know if this time works for you, or if you need to change it. Just holler at your boy, and I will accommodate. But yeah, man. Thank you again, everyone. Thank you. Have a great week. Happy viewing. And yeah, we'll be back next week. The Cosmic Countdown continues. Thanks again for, let me see. Let me put up the official banner. Yeah, man. See you guys next week. For Aaron the Dog, I'm just my 2 cents. Have a good one. Catch you next time. Peace.